You're listening to Rebel Spirituality with me, Sam Goldfinch. Here's the truth. Wisdom doesn't follow rules. So each week we're going to explore what it means to wake up your way so you can live a more peaceful, creative and inspired life no matter your circumstances. It's time to blaze your unique path to truth. Yo, Rebel friends. Okay, if you are interested in joining me for the next mystery school, which is happening early 2025, then just go to the show notes, get your name on the waitlist, and you'll be the first to hear all of that information and all that kind of cool stuff. Okay, that's it for announcements. On to today's podcast, where we're talking about, are you judging your reactions? Are you judging your responses to things? And how carrying this as a weight, how when we believe that what's appearing in consciousness is our doing, like that we're making it happen, how that can actually hold us back in a way. So let me expand what I mean by that. So it's really easy for us to kind of relate to life as if the things that are appearing, the thinking that's appearing, the stories that are appearing, as if they're our fault or something like that. We think that we're in there creating them and thinking them. So for example, this is a common example, perhaps you're hanging out with the kids and one of the kids does something and you have like a judgment comes up or a reaction happens. And in that moment, you're like, oh God, how could I possibly have done that? Like, what kind of a dad does that make me? What kind of a mum does it make me? Or maybe it's something that happens with a friend, or it's something that appears when we're driving. And in that moment, here's what's key is that if you really go and inquire into what's happening, you'll notice that you're not making those things happen. Life happens. We interpret what's going on, and then a conditioned response appears within us, right? And of course, that's part of life. It's not a good thing or a bad thing or anything. It's just what's appearing in the moment. There's no point resisting that. The moment we resist it or try and say, oh God, why is this here kind of thing, then we're not accepting what is, So, and in a way, when we do that, when we tell ourselves another story which goes something like, oh, I can't believe that this is happening, I've been meditating for however many years, someone like me shouldn't be having a reaction like this or a response like this. Another way of framing that is that we're taking them really, really seriously. We're taking them really seriously. It's like we're making them real. We're reifying them. We're making them concrete. And then it looks like we have a problem. Oh, now I have this problem, like this reaction that keeps coming up. But actually, if we don't do that so much, if we see that we don't have to carry a bunch of guilt about the things that come up, it can absolutely be true that we can look in the direction of these things appearing less often and that kind of stuff. But if we make it mean something about us or where we are on the path, in air quotes, or something like that, then we're out of alignment with how it works, because you can go about your day and have a look today. See what happens. Notice that you're walking down the street and something occurs to you. Like, did you make that happen? So if we didn't make a judgment or a reaction happen, if it led to a behavior that doesn't feel congruent, we can take note of that, right? Just with a loving awareness, we can say, okay, I can see how that wasn't something that feels congruent with me. That's more than enough. But very often, we haven't taken an action. Often it's just something that appears and then we start telling ourselves off for the appearance. And that's a little bit like, so I was on a call the other day and I was explaining how that guilt that we might feel, it's a little bit like walking around and feeling guilty about something that we didn't do. It's a conditioned appearance that happens in consciousness. It's not you that's making that happen. And so the judgment, if you like, it almost makes them more real. And if we've got the idea that that things will never appear, that very human things, reactions and judgment, like they're going to disappear forever. Like I think we're going to get caught in a trap, right? Because in that sense, we're looking for freedom from all of them in the sense that they never show up anymore. I wouldn't have any of these kinds of reactions or anything like that at all. When actually the secret, it looks kind of more like freedom with them. Freedom with them. The irony is, when we know that we're free with them, as in, oh, I know that's not me. I know that's just an appearance. I don't have to take that so seriously. I can just see that's an insecurity story that's playing out. And I've been in the habit of these things appearing. Like, I don't have to believe in that. I know that I have a source of wisdom here with me in the moment. The irony is those things they just tend to show up less often because we know that we're okay. We know that we're whole. We know that we're complete. We know we have everything that we need. And it's okay whether they appear or not. We can't force it. We can't try and control it by making them not appear. But go and see what you see in this area, Go and have a look. Go and see whether if you actually don't build extra stories on top of what's appearing, if you allow what comes up to come up, don't identify with it, allow it to move through you, and then see what's there. Because very often that quiet knowing, that quiet voice that's there beneath that's life, that's a much deeper form of wisdom. And we don't have to do anything in order to make that happen. It's just a noticing. This is a movement. We've perhaps been in the habit of moving our consciousness, or consciousness has been in the habit of moving towards the story or whatever it might be. And now we're just going to look in a different direction. That movement's going to be consciousness looking upon itself. So go and explore this and see what you see. But maybe you don't have to take this all so personally. What if so many of those things that appear within you on a day-to-day basis aren't giving you any of that information that they seem to be? And what if you can be kind to yourself? Go see what happens. All right, team. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you soon.